The Assembly of Deputies and Senators was held on the eve of the 23rd anniversary of Poland's accession to the North Atlantic Pact, which is on March 12th. Russia's attack on independent Ukraine shocked the world. For over 2 weeks, the Ukrainian army and people have been heroically resisting the invaders. Our neighbors are setting an example to the whole world of true courage and love for our common values: freedom, sovereignty, and democracy.
Wolności, suwerenności I demokracji.
The president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, took part in the assembly via an internet connection, who thanked Poland for the support shown. In the morning of February 24th, I had no doubts who would be the person who would tell me, "Brother, you will not be left alone with the enemy." And it happened. I am grateful for that. Polish brothers and sisters are with us, and this is natural. The same is working on the law on the defense of the fatherland. It is to reform the existing regulations in this matter. It is based on 3 foundations: modernizing the Polish armed forces, increasing the attractiveness of the service, and implementing the concept of universal defense. It abolishes 14 legal acts and introduces instead 1 large regulation. It gives the opportunity to obtain additional funds for armaments, for example in the form of leasing agreements, modernization of the equipment of the Polish army, and increasing its number: 250,000 professional soldiers and 50,000 soldiers of the territorial defense forces. We can all be sure that if we do not take care of the security of our homeland, no one will do it for us. Therefore, the Polish army must be larger. Therefore, the Polish army must have modern weapons, because this is the only effective method to scare the aggressor. And we can all see what is happening beyond our eastern border. We can see that the challenges are serious. Therefore, we are developing the Polish army. The head of the Ministry of the Interior and Administration announced that special trains will be allocated to people who want to travel further to the west. The registration system for Ukrainian citizens is to be launched on Monday. If a war refugee from Ukraine declares the willingness to leave for Spain, our role, the role of Poland, Germany, France, is to transfer them humanely and quickly to Spain, wherever they're waiting to go. Over 1.5 million refugees have already entered Poland since the beginning of the war. 93.5% of people crossing the border are Ukrainian citizens. The rest include Polish people. Polish citizens who have evacuated from Ukraine or are going there to Ukraine with humanitarian aid. The remaining people are citizens of the European Union countries, Schengen zones, USA, Canada, citizens of 100 different countries around the world. People fleeing the war after crossing the border are directed to reception points, most often located near border crossings. There, basic assistance and support in the field of transport are provided. In the first days of the war, these were people who were escaping from bombs dropped on the cities. There were women and children who were crying, reached the reception points, and there they needed a long time to regain their balance and decide what to do with themselves. There are also Poles who are fleeing the war in Ukraine. Some have witnessed bombs falling on apartment blocks. The bombing of 3 cities, Irpień, Gostomel, Bucha. It was all at once. It was not possible to leave the first day. Those escaping from Ukraine took only the most important things with them. In Poland, they managed to find a temporary home. Here, they directed us to the wonderful town of Półtusk. We live there in the house of the Polish community, and we have everything we need: water, food, warmth, beds. They really care about us and care about everyone who comes from Ukraine. I want to say that even those Ukrainian politicians who did not like Poles very much already say that Poles are brothers of Ukrainians, for the future, forever.
Już teraz mówią, że Polacy są braćmi Ukraińców na przyszłość, na zawsze.